Good morning. It is Monday, January the 27th of 2025. Not a bad start here in north central Wisconsin. Temperature stands at 20 degrees. Fair skies, plenty of blue skies. Start of a new work week. Final week of January. Yeah, we're almost to the end of the first month of the year. I am Chad Holmes. It is the Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend and ready to get back at it here this morning. Joining me across the way, behind the glass, is our in-studio engineer, our in-studio producer, Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad, and happy Monday, everybody. Hope the start of your week is going well.
Well, we got to make sure we start the week off well, because especially at the end of the show, because we will have at the end have our daily history lesson, have our look at famous events that occurred on this date in history, take a look at some of the famous folks who are celebrating birthdays, and of course, at the end of the show, have our number for the day quiz. And last week, you were 1 for 1. So you got away for a vacation. You came back and you got the first one right. So perhaps that vacation got you refocused.
Yeah.
And now could we have that first ever perfect week?
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
I don't know why. I thought I'd bring it up. Let's set the target way up this week. But you have to get the first day right.
Yes. The first day getting it right is always the toughest because once you get it right on that first day, the pressure is really on to keep that winning streak alive. So if I can start off the week with a win, that's a good start. I just really need to focus in.
Over the weekend, on Saturday, Ian and myself went over to Eau Claire. We had our Civic Media holiday party for the central, western, and northern part of the state. And it was a terrific opportunity to see a lot of the folks from different stations of Civic Media. Had a chance to visit with our owner, Sage Weil. Had a chance to say hello to a lot of the people that normally we don't get a chance to see. And I thought just generally it was a good time. And we had a chance to bowl, got, everything was, I thought, really, really cool. Did you enjoy yourself?
Honestly, I really did. I got to meet some different people from the different radio stations. There was great food there, and we had some really good games of bowling as well. You got a couple of strikes.
Well, yeah, I got a couple, and but you knocked me off in the first game by 1 pin. Which,
my gosh,
I just I tried to rally late, but came up just short. But then I did top you in the second game. So
you really did. You made a good comeback. Honestly, it was just a really fun event and a great way to be introduced to the other people who also work at Civic Media all around. Not just in Wausau, but also in different parts.
Yeah, and that was really nice because here in central Wisconsin, we don't have a big operation here. We don't get an opportunity to see a lot of the folks except for special events.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it was really nice to actually introduce myself properly to pad a Craylow because he knows my voice on the show, but he's never actually seen my face. So now he has a face to actually match with my voice, and hopefully we can, upgrade our technology a little bit so that more people can see my face. We're just having some slight issues with that, but it's being worked on.
Lots of things are being worked on, and we're gonna keep on working on it. But yeah, that was fun because he had said right away, "Oh, this is Ian. This is Ian." Right? Finally, we got the chance to see Ian. So again, that was really, really cool. Despite the fact that Saturday still I had very little voice. But it was one of those cases where I said, I have to go. I mean, don't get a chance to see the other folks very often. So basically, during the course, and frankly, when you have laryngitis, going to a bowling alley is not the best place to go.
Yeah, because bowling alleys are very loud.
But finally, and even yesterday, my voice was not great. And this morning, I'm thinking, please be a little bit better. It's better. It is better. So that's the good news. It's not 100% yet, but at least it is better. So for folks out there, especially who listen to this show on Thursday and Friday, who listen to my hockey game on Thursday and my basketball game on Friday, it was not great. It was a lot of croaking. It was just not great. And
yeah,
I hate it. I hated it. I hated it. And again, it makes you appreciate when you're feeling better, because I think
really
when your health is good, you almost take it for granted. And then when you get sick, I think then you realize, boy, health is so important.
It is.
And that's why it's so important to, worry about your health, to do the things that you need to, and also for our system to work. And in fact, there was a story that I caught last week that I didn't have a chance to really talk much about, and it's important because here in Wausau, in terms of our health, Aspirus Wausau Hospital, they announced last week, they're going to invest $227 million to improve access, capacity, and specialized services in Wausau.
Wow.
And for folks who tune in often to Pat's show before mine, over the past year, he's talked a lot about a couple of hospitals over in western Wisconsin that have shut down in the Eau Claire area. And the idea that in 2024, now 2025, that we are seeing hospitals close down, that we are seeing folks in some rural areas and even some not so rural areas have to travel hours, hundreds of miles to get good health care. I mean, there's something wrong here.
It's very sad.
Yes. When we have an amazing surplus in the state of Wisconsin, when we have one of our major political parties whose number one goal is to constantly cut taxes for the wealthiest of us, when we have the capability of making our healthcare system better, of making our childcare system better, of making our educational system better, it's just wrong. And so I was glad to see that this investment here in Wausau. In fact, it's almost, I mean, I got to look back. It may be almost 5 years to the day where I got put in the hospital because I had a bad case of pneumonia. I'm going to have to check this out because it may be 5 years to the day today. But I was in the hospital for about a week at Aspirus.
That's really scary.
And it was right before the start of the COVID pandemic.
Oh.
And when I went to the hospital, at first they couldn't really figure it out because some of the tests were sort of the opposite of what they expected to see. I may have had COVID. They may not have known it. I may have had it before anybody else. I don't know. But the point I want to make is the folks at Aspirus were fantastic. It was a very difficult time. After a while, I wanted to get out so bad. I was starting to get a little bit on edge, but the people and the nurses especially were just fantastic. But now Aspirus, according to a news release they sent out last week, they're going to have a multi-phase project scheduled to start early this year. aims to meet the growing need for critical care. And that's the key, growing need.
Mm-hmm.
Our communities, not just Wausau, but communities throughout the state have a growing need, not just for critical care, but for basic care. The health system's goal is to position the Wausau Hospital as a destination for patients to receive complex, specialized care. The project reinforces Aspirus's commitment to elevating healthcare standards in the communities it serves. Construction at Aspirus Wausau Hospital will move forward in phases, minimizing disruption to hospital operations, according to the release. Aspirus will provide regular updates on milestones throughout the project. The president and CEO of Aspirus, Matt Haywood, said the expansion project will elevate Aspirus Wausau Hospital as the destination for patients to find specialized health care in north central Wisconsin. He says it's a direct response to the growing needs of our patients and communities. By increasing capacity and access to advanced technology, we are ensuring timely care and creating efficiencies that benefit everyone. The Aspirus Wausau Hospital will add 48 intermediate care beds and a 16-bed observation unit to address growing needs. Provisions will be included to allow for future intensive care unit expansions. The hospital will add a new fixed PET-CT scanner. The new machine will help improve cancer treatments and minimize travel for patients who need critical imaging. So, again, it's good news.
So that's what we have to see is they're taking the initiative.
And also, though, it does not mean that the folks in Madison, as we go into this budget process, should not be thinking about what they can do to aid when it comes to the healthcare needs of the state of Wisconsin.
Exactly. There's always something you can do. You just have to be open to the possibilities.
The time is 8:18. We're going to take a look at what's going on in the weather coming up next here on this Monday morning. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
All my possibilities. I was so hard to please. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Here's the Salvation Army band. Down by the riverside, it's bound to be a better ride than what you've got planned. Carry your cup in your hand. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter.
Hello there, this is James.
Melissa,
Chad.
And Seth, inviting you to come work with us. Civic Media is looking for a full-time sales professional to work with existing and new broadcast and digital media clients.
we're a fast-growing company that offers competitive wages, benefits, a relaxed working environment that focuses on quality of life and includes a team of support to reach our shared goals.
Join us in continuing what we have done for 80 years. Be a part of the community, put into the community, celebrate community.
Find out more by contacting Chuck Gennaro at 715-935-8030 or email chuck.gennaro@civicmedia.us. All inquiries are confidential. Civic Media Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer, and we look forward to you joining us.
No more timing. Each tear that falls from my eyes. I'm not hiding the remedy to cure this old heart of mine. I can dream about you if I can hold it tonight.
And welcome back. Time is 8:22, 20 degrees in downtown Wausau. Just again heard a promo as we are looking to expand. We would like you to be at our holiday party next year because we are looking to expand here at 98.9 WXCO and Civic Media. We are looking for folks to join us and our sales staff. Again, if you are somebody that would like more information, again, just if you're looking, maybe thinking about a change or maybe somebody that wants to get involved in sales, all you have to do is send Chuck Gennaro a note. Again, Chuck.Gennaro, Gennaro @civicmedia.us. Again, Chuck.Gennaro @civicmedia.us. And again, Civic Media is a terrific company to work for, really has our backs in every possible way. So again, I would suggest you just reach out to Chuck, have that conversation. Great opportunities available, especially within sales. So again, Chuck.Gennaro @civicmedia.us. Weather-wise, again, a very pleasant start here this morning. 20 degrees. Temperature is much nicer than it was a week ago, that's for sure. Our wind chill factor is 10 degrees today. And again, by the way, normally we would get an opportunity to speak to Brittany Merlot right now. But first it was Ian going to Florida.
Yeah.
Then it was Brittany going to Florida.
Hopefully the weather is nicer for her than it was for me.
It is. As we talked about last week, you were a week early.
If I waited just another week, it would have been like the perfect ideal weather for a Disney vacation. Sunny and in the 70s, which thankfully is what Brittany is getting on. I'm glad she's enjoying it. But no, my dad and I got stuck with the mid 40s and rain and winds. So yeah. But let's just we plan for vacations, plan accordingly.
But looking at the forecast for today, partly sunny skies here to start. There is a chance of flurries after 11 a.m., a high near 31 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming west-northwest in the afternoon. The winds are going to be very gusty. In fact, it's going to be sort of a spring-like day in terms of the winds. Gusting winds as high as 36 miles per hour. So later today, those winds are going to get way up there. So be aware of that. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 13, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 26 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Tuesday, a chance of snow mainly before noon, then a chance of flurries after 3 p.m. Some increasing clouds and a high near 34 degrees. Light west winds becoming southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour in the morning. And again, those gusty winds tomorrow afternoon as high as 26 miles per hour. Then on Wednesday, looking very nice. Partly sunny skies, high of 30, and then sunny skies Thursday, 44 degrees on Thursday.
Ooh, that's going to be like a heat wave.
Yeah, 44 as we get to the end of January. And then Friday, sunny and 34. So for those of us that during the winter, you want a little bit of sunshine. It just makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get some of that. In fact, today, just looking out there, the sun really isn't shining, but I do see plenty of blue skies here at our studios at the corner of Washington Street and North 3rd Street in downtown Wausau. Fair skies, 20 degrees. The winds are out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. The wind chill factor is 10. The dew point is 6. Relative humidity of 55%. The barometer at 29.64 inches and a visibility of 10 miles. So again, we expect Brittany to be back tomorrow. Give us the latest update. We'll hear about how her trip to Florida went. See if it matches what he had.
Well, yeah, just I mean, for all the people who are wishing for like an early spring, I think we have a pretty good chance of it. However, I do feel bad for the skiers and the snowmobilers who aren't able to take advantage of the. Yeah.
By the way,
last 2 winters have not been very good for snowmobilers.
We will find out whether or not we will get an early spring on Sunday.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day is on Sunday. So the way it's going, we have early springs all the time.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, again, it's great to be 44 on Thursday. But folks, and I got to wonder, I mean, I would not want to be a snowmobile dealer.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not somebody that's a big winter sports enthusiast. I'm not a skier. I'm not a snowmobiler.
Me
but
neither.
At the same time, we know there's folks out there that count on winters. But the good news is that you can make snow up at Granite Peak. All the snow hills are open at Granite Peak.
Yeah.
So if you're a skier, you can still go there and enjoy one of the great tourist attractions in the state of Wisconsin. But at the same time, this is, again, back-to-back years where we're just not getting significant snow. And it just seems as though maybe we're not going to get any significant snow again this year. Who knows? I mean, that can change at any time. But
that's true. You never know.
Again, I'm concerned for the business owners that count on it and for the winter sports enthusiasts as well.
You have to wait and see.
The time is 8:29. Coming up, we got ourselves an information update. Find out what's going on in news, weather, and sports, and then we'll be right back. 20 degrees is the temperature. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. I'm Chad Holmes, joined former Newman Catholic head boys basketball coach Jeff Gress and myself every Wednesday from 6 till 8 p.m. for the Big High School Sports Show presented by K5 Construction on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Each week, we'll recap the action in high school basketball and hockey and look ahead to the coming week's matchups. Plus, we'll have special guests. Each week, we'll have an opportunity to sit down with one of our area head coaches to find out more about their team and their program. And also, we'll be joined by one of our area student athletes each week. We'll talk about their sports, talk about school, and a whole bunch more as well. It's the Big High School Sports Show, presented by K5 Construction, every Wednesday night from 6 till 8 p.m. on 98.9 WXCO, BullFallsRadio.com, mobile devices by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app.
You are terrified by the smallest sound, because you live your life in such a sheltered world. As do those that surround you.
And welcome back. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. You can join us. You can tune in at youtube.com, see our video stream on the 98.9 WXCO page, make your comments, questions there, or you can text us or call us as well. Same number, 715-382-9297. 715-382-9297. If there's something we are talking about that you'd like to respond to, if there's something we're not talking about that you would like to bring up, please send us a call or a text. Again, that is the same number, either to call or text, 715-382-9297. Also, you just heard a promo for the Big High School Sports Show this Wednesday, 6 till 8 p.m. Jeff Gress and myself will recap what's going on in high school sports, basketball and hockey, plus special guests at 6:25. We'll be joined by the head boys basketball coach of Auburndale, who are currently atop the Merriwood Conference South Division standings. They are 8-1 in the conference, 13-1 overall. We'll be talking to Chad Weinferter. And then our student athlete guest this week at 7:06 on Wednesday evening from Mosinee High School and their girls basketball team, Taylon Jershely. So Chad Weinferter at 6:25 from Auburndale, Taylon Jershely from Mosinee at 7:06. Big High School Sports Show presented by K5 Construction on Wednesday from 6 till 8 p.m. right here on 98.9 WXCO. Tonight, we have high school sports, high school girls basketball, as the Marathon Red Raiders take on the Assumption Royals. Big one in the Merriwood South. Two of the teams near the top of the conference standings. I'll be at Marathon High School for that one, starting with the pregame show at 7 and the opening tip at 7:15. That's Marathon High School girls basketball tonight right here on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching at WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Friday night, I had a game. And then I get home on after the game, and not even on a late Friday night, early Saturday morning, can you get away from some controversy when it comes to Donald Trump.
Oh, boy.
And frankly, I don't know what the Democratic Party is waiting for. The Democratic Party is letting Trump, in 1 week, do a lot of things that should be pushed back against, and we just do not hear the kind of pushback from Democratic leadership that we should. This case, late Friday night, Donald Trump fired a slew of inspectors general.
Well, I heard about this.
Inspectors general are folks that basically are independent. They are to identify waste, fraud, and abuse in government. These are people that are protecting you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump wants people that are not going to identify fraud, waste, and abuse in government because he wants fraud, waste, and abuse in government. Trump has defended his removal, which is against the law, by the way. And he uses vague language. He said to reporters on Air Force One on Saturday, quote, "It's a very common thing to do. I don't know them," he said, even though many of those he fired were people that he appointed during his first term. But some people, again, general some people, it doesn't say who, but some people thought that some were unfair or some were not doing their job. It's a very standard thing to do. No, Mr. President, it is not a very standard thing to do. The White House removed the independent inspectors general of nearly every cabinet level agency in an unprecedented purge that could clear the way for Trump to install loyalists in the crucial role of identifying fraud, waste, and abuse in government. Those of us who know history, and some of you may actually have been around back in the summer of 1973. Late on a Saturday night, Richard Nixon fired the Attorney General. He fired the special prosecutor. He fired an assistant Attorney General. It was called the Saturday Night Massacre as he tried to cover up Watergate. It happened late on a Saturday night. If Donald Trump fired all these people late on a Friday night, it's not because he thought it was the right thing to do. He was trying to slide it in there when people were not noticing. It's wrong on every single level.
Indeed.
The inspectors general who were fired were notified late Friday by emails from White House Personnel Director Sergio Gore that, quote, due to changing priorities, end quote, they had been terminated immediately. What changing?
Yeah, honestly, just the whole thing is he's not trying to, protect our democracy. He's trying to, what would you say, chip away at it. Just
well, the thing about
destroy the very foundation of it, which I know is very, very blunt, but it seems like that's what he's aiming for.
The watchdogs at Homeland Security and Justice were the only cabinet level inspectors general spared. And the thing about this as well, the dismissals appeared to violate federal law. How many different actions will Trump take before the Democratic leadership is going to get off their rear ends and start doing something? If Donald Trump is breaking the law, the Democratic leadership and the Democratic opposition needs to be heard. And we are not hearing them in any sort of strong way. The dismissals appear to violate federal law, which requires Congress to receive 30 days notice of any intent to fire a Senate-confirmed inspector general. The legal uncertainty could create awkward encounters today when several watchdogs who were told they were fired plan to show up to their offices to work anyway. Trump said he intended to install new people in the roles, but said they would have some independence. What does really, Mr. President, some independence?
Oh, good grief.
He said to those who install, they're not my people. I don't know anybody that would do that, but we'll put people in there that will be very good. The removals were one of many first week actions that have shown Trump's willingness to purge the federal government of dozens of leaders both career officials and those who are politically appointed. And the thing is, anybody he views as disloyal to his agenda will be removed. But where are the Democrats? Where are they? One of the fired watchdogs said, quote, "It's a widespread massacre. Whoever Trump puts in now will be viewed as loyalist, and that undermines the entire system." Some Democrats from nearly 24 House committees signed a joint letter to Trump Saturday defending the independence of the federal watchdogs and pointing out that removing them without notifying Congress violates the law. A letter. These Democrats need to be out front of microphones, cameras, all day today. Stop being passive. A letter.
Yes, you have to actually go out there, talk in front of a camera, and actually voice your opposition, saying that this is wrong, this has to be fixed, and here's what we need to do about it. You can't just say, well, here's a letter. We want you to stop. Could you please do that? No, the time for being polite is not right now. Democrats need to be more assertive. I'm sorry to be blunt, but that's just what I think.
The Democrats need to be a true opposition right now. And don't just sit back and say, well, we're just going to wait and see what Trump does. We're going to work in bipartisan ways when we can. Stop it.
This was just the first week of him being president. Can you imagine what would happen in a month and nobody says anything? And we have 3 more years with this man.
I mean,
do you really want to do this?
4 more years, 3 years and 51 weeks.
Yeah, true.
But again, this is illegal. It's plain and simply illegal. And he does it late on a Friday night. He's trying to slip it through.
Yeah.
Democrats need to get out the bullhorn. And when he does these things, get that bullhorn out and push back.
Please.
Again, it says you can't just be passive. You can't say, I'm not sure what we should be doing right now. The leaders of the Democratic Party have to be stronger. Bottom line.
Do you agree with us or disagree with us? We want to get your opinions as well. Just give us a call or send us a message on our stream and just let's get a conversation going. And what do you think that the Democrats should be doing?
Because Mr. Trump does not believe in guardrails. Mr. Trump is going to push as far as he can, and not just on this issue, but on every issue he possibly can, unless he gets pushed back. That's the only way to stop a bully, is to stand up to a bully. And Mr. Trump is a bully.
And I'm really worried for, the families of immigrants, because I saw a story on a Spectrum News last night that many families of immigrants and the people who moved into this country are terrified for what Trump is going to do with the what do you call it, a roundup, I guess. He's going to round up all the immigrants and ship them off. I mean, that terrifies people. I'm not one of those immigrants, but I am terrified for these people because they don't know when this is going to happen. Are they going to burst down the door and take them from their homes? I mean,
we don't want
that.
One of the most outrageous things, again, and I saw a story that Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil.
Oh, yes. I'm quite familiar with Dr. Phil.
He's meeting with the leader of ICE, Tom Holman. And Dr. Phil will embed with agents to provide, quote, live coverage of one of those operations where they go after those without documentation.
Oh, come on. You actually want to film this?
It's just like a big reality show to these folks. It's wrong. It's wrong.
So this whole thing is turning into a reality show that will go on and on for many years just to get people excited.
The time is 8:48. 20 degrees is the temperature in downtown Wausau. More to come. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
Just for one day, What you say, I say.
Dreamer, you know you are a dreamer. But can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer, you're nothing but a dreamer. But can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said wow, what a day, a year, a life it is. You know. Well, you know, you had it coming to you. Now, there's not a lot I can do. Dreamer, stupid little dreamer. So now you put your head in your hands, oh no.
And welcome back. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM. Mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO. And on the Civic Media app. 20 degrees here on this Monday morning, the 27th day of January. We do have a Super Bowl matchup.
Mm-hmm.
AFC and NFC championship games yesterday. The first game was the NFC and the Philadelphia Eagles. 55 points. 55 points, and it was a dominant performance for Philadelphia beating the Washington Commanders. So Philadelphia back in the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years.
Then you want to talk about your close games. Then you had the Chiefs and the Bills right after that game at 5:30. I was going back and forth, but I was watching a lot of the game, and it was a close game. I mean, the Bills were definitely keeping the Chiefs on their toes, and at one point it was a 1-point lead against the Chiefs, but then unfortunately the Bills lost the ball, and then the Chiefs got it back with only 90 seconds left, and they were able to pull out a win. And
32-29 Kansas City over Buffalo, and now the Chiefs have an opportunity to become the first team in the Super Bowl era to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Nobody's ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row. The Packers did win 3 NFL championships in a row back in 65, 66, and 67, but only 66 and 67 were Super Bowls. Super Bowl I and Super Bowl II. So since the Super Bowl era has begun, nobody has done it 3 years in a row, and now the Chiefs have that opportunity coming up in 2 weeks. The game will be played in New Orleans, and 2 years ago it was the Chiefs and the Eagles who went right down to the wire. So I would expect it's going to be a good game. I don't think it will be a blowout. I think both teams have a good shot at winning that one. But can KC do it again? They have won, I think, 17 games in a row that have been decided by one score, which is just insane. You would think you lose one of those close games, but they have not lost a close game in a couple of years. So everybody's got to get ready for a Super Sunday. Did you know that Super Bowl weekend is the slowest weekend of the year when it comes to weddings?
Really? People don't want to have their weddings on the Super Bowl?
Nobody wants to have their weddings on Super Bowl weekend. I guess people don't want to send an invitation, so people will say, nope, can't do it, Super Bowl weekend.
Well, it probably wouldn't work anyway, because if you did have a wedding, most of the guests would probably be on their phones just watching the game as the ceremony was going on, and you don't want that.
No. But
I'll definitely be watching the Super Bowl for the commercials. I haven't been getting any spoilers because I know they have a list of the ads they're going to play, but I haven't looked at it because I like to be surprised. Because over the years, the Super Bowl has definitely had a lot of, some of them are memorable, like a classic commercials, and then some are just, we have no words for. I'm interested to see what kind of trailers they have for the Super Bowl, because they always show a lot of good trailers for upcoming movies, and sometimes you never know what they're gonna play.
So
also watch the game though, but I'm very excited for the commercials too.
Saw a trailer for a new Superman movie yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Why do you need to keep rebooting superhero movies? I mean, how many times? Many times do you have to reboot it?
Hollywood can't come up with anything original in the last few years.
It seems like people are just, but I know why they do it. It's because they get big box office numbers. But
yeah, that's true.
They did the Superman movie the right way back when Christopher Reeve did it,
and those movies were great.
There's no need to do it again. But they could do that with Superman. They do that with Batman. Superhero movies, they just have to keep rebooting. So I guess
they have the stories. It's just a matter of getting different actors to play those characters.
I mean,
but it's like,
for the trailer, I don't know. They showed some different. I have no idea what the story is. It just had a bunch of different things.
You never know. Yeah,
we'll see if it's any good. I don't know, but they would have a hard time topping Christopher Reeve. He is the ultimate.
To me, no one can top a Christopher Reeve.
Exactly. So, but I think this summer. I think that's what it said. This summer is the new Superman movies coming out.
I think they said probably June. I think they was.
No, I don't know. I think it was a little later, but
it was in the summer.
I'm sure we'll see the trailers again during the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure we definitely will.
Time is 8:58. Top of the hour means an information update. Find out if those inspector generals are reporting to work this morning, causing some trouble for Donald J. Trump. Get the latest news headlines coming up. News, weather, sports, entertainment, all at the top and bottom of every hour. And then another hour to come. Monday morning, Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
If you look around, the whole world's coming together now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Feel it in the air. The wind is taking it everywhere. Yeah. Can you feel it?
All I need is a TV show, that and the radio. Down on my luck again, down on my luck again. I can show you some of the people in my life. I can show you some of the people in my life. It's driving me mad. Just another way of passing the day. I get so lonely when she's not there.
Good morning. It is Monday, January the 27th of 2025. Up 3 degrees in the past hour. Fair skies, 23 degrees is the temperature. And welcome to the Monday edition of the Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. You can also join us by viewing our video stream, both on YouTube and on Facebook. You can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com, go to 98.9 WXCO's channel. You can see us there. You can also now go to the Facebook channel as well, facebook.com. Go to the 98.9 WXCO page on Facebook as well. You can leave your comments on our stream pages. You can also call or text us at 715-382-9297. That's 715-382-9297 to let us know what your thoughts are. It can be about something we're talking about. It can be something about what we're not talking about as well. Would love to hear from you and be part of the show. Also, if you have not already downloaded the Civic Media app yet, what are you waiting for? Because you can easily contact us through the app. Just go to your app store, search Civic Media. It is a free app. Download it, and then you can listen to us wherever you may be. You can go to our website. You can call us or text us there as well. Well, the voice is getting better. I have to admit, it's been an incredible struggle. It's been incredibly frustrating. It's been, I wish I could put into words how frustrating it's been. It's been last 5 days where my voice has been awful. Today, it's just below normal. But I think we're getting closer. It's this time of year, and it makes me just crave spring. I just think, and I think a lot of folks have been going through issues with the health lately as well.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not out there. Hopefully you're feeling good. But at least we're closer to where we need to be. Before we go any further, need to say hi, hello, and good morning to our in-studio engineer, our in-studio producer, Mr. Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad.
How was the weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. I went to the holiday party on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I just a lazy Sunday. I took some time off. I played with my cat Fanta because I hadn't seen her. Since I went on vacation, so it was good to play with her. I got to catch up on my new book I'm reading and just work on a new story idea. I've been thinking about for a while now, and last night I was able to get those ideas on paper and start working on it. So it's nice to just have a lazy Sunday just to end the weekend and head into the new week feeling strong.
Do you dare share your story idea with us?
Well, let's see. Well, one thing you need to know about me is I'm a guy who likes to write fan fiction. Just like a lot of great people out there, fan fiction is basically you take like these different universes, like from the movies or TV shows or books, and you kind of put your own little spin on them. And mine, well, I've actually had a lot of different fan fictions I've made over the years, but I actually don't want to give anything away right now because it's still
fine.
in the
That's fine.
it's still in the planning process, but it should be a really fun story.
You're just going to tease us a little bit, but hopefully at some point you are able to share with.
Yeah, honestly, fan fiction is just a great way for me to, relax and lower my anxiety and just to help the creative part of my brain kind of explore a little bit more because I'm a creative person. I like to think outside of the box, and writing fan fiction is just a great way to keep my imagination alive.
Very good.
Also, reading books helps me to do that too, because with certain books I read, I get some ideas flowing in the back of my mind, and I'm able to use those ideas for future ideas. So it's always just technology is nice, but reading is a truly a great escape. It really is.
Oh, very good. Coming up at the end of the show, we'll have our daily history lesson, talk about some of the famous events that occurred on this date in history, talk about some of the celebrity birthdays that are happening today, talk about some of the special events today and this week. And then, of course, we will wrap things up with our number for the day quiz. And
That's
I know
right.
You're all going to be waiting last couple of minutes of the show, see if Ian can get off to a good start. What we do is we give Ian 3 different choices for our number for the day. Based on the math, he should get 1 out of 3 right just by guessing. So 33% is always the low end. Has to be at least 33% to have a passing grade for the week. But that's not enough. We want him to have a winning week, which is more right than wrong. His all-time best week is 4 out of 5. And we're still looking for that perfect week.
Oh, yes.
We had a perfect week last week.
Well, one in the right direction.
One for one is kind of hard to say, but it's, I guess technically it's a perfect week, but you have to have a minimum number of days. And I would say at least 4 days would be required in a week to get the official holy grail of a perfect week.
Absolutely.
Would you like to know the topic for today's number for the day quiz?
Sure. What is today's topic?
Well, I mentioned earlier that coming up on Sunday, February the 2nd, is Groundhog Day.
That's right.
So today we're going to have a question involving Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Find out whether or not an early spring is on its way. I mentioned earlier in the show that we are going to get maybe a taste of spring later in the week.
Yeah,
Thursday
really
be
nice.
mid-40s on Thursday. So last week a lot of cold weather, but it's going to warm up, and what snow we have on the ground probably will go away by the time we get towards Thursday.
Yeah, it's not very good news for the snowmobilers.
No, it's not, and
especially for the people who are selling them.
Yeah, I tell you, it's like
as you said earlier, because if the snowmobile salespeople don't sell anything, it's not good business.
No, it's not. So we will talk about Groundhog Day. I mean, again, we always say this. Hard to believe how fast things are going, but
seriously, we're only 4 days away till the end of the month.
I know it, huh? It's like
and this year is not a leap year.
No, it's not.
Last year was a leap year. Last year we had 29 days in February, but now it's been 4 years, and then we got to wait another 4 years for another leap year. So 28 days in this February.
But one of the good things about February is it's a shorter month because we want to get to March. And when you get to March, all of a sudden you sometimes get that dose of spring.
Yeah. Spring fever.
Yep. So you get through that month of February, and then you get towards March, and then get towards the spring. So hopefully be able to get to that very, very quickly as well. So
indeed.
Yeah. Coming up tonight, we have high school basketball, and talk about we're getting towards the end of the winter sports season. In fact, we're about probably about 3.5 weeks away from the start of high school playoffs for hockey. And then after that, a week after that, will be high school playoffs for girls basketball. And then after that, another week, high school basketball playoffs for boys. So we're getting really towards the end of the winter sports season. And tonight we have high school girls basketball. The Marathon Red Raiders taking on the Assumption Royals. Assumption, one of the top-ranked teams in the state in Division 5. A Marathon having themselves an outstanding season. So should be a really good one tonight for Marathon High School. I'll be on the air starting with the pregame show at 7 and the opening tip-off at 7:15. That's right here on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Once I'm done with the show, I'm going to try to rest the voice.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully
Absolutely.
it'll be closer to 100% tonight. But I tell you, Thursday and Friday, and again, if you were tuned in Thursday and Friday, both for this show and for my broadcast,
a little bit.
I apologize. It was just, I did the best I could. I'll say that much, but it was just difficult. It was such a pain. And again, it makes you appreciate when things are easy, because normally when we do this show, just talk. We talk about the issues of the day. We talk with our guests. We talk, and it's not something that I really think about. You do it. But over the past almost week, I have been just focused on trying to talk in a way that people can understand me. And that makes it so difficult. And it just makes you appreciate when you have good health, when you're healthy. And that's why I talked earlier in the show about the importance of having our hospitals, like the Spirus with the expansion. Boy, health is, what is it that you don't really appreciate your health until you don't have your health. And I've been feeling that way over the last week or so. And hopefully be 100% sooner rather than later.
You sound like you're up to 75% better.
Getting there. But I want 100. 100%.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a time out. Be right back. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
You irritate me, my friend. This is no social crisis. This is you having fun. If you learn my son, this is true. This is no social crisis. Just another tricky day for you. You can't always get higher just because you
Hello there, this is James.
Melissa,
Chad.
And Seth, inviting you to come work with us. Civic Media is looking for a full-time sales professional to work with existing and new broadcast and digital media clients.
we're a fast-growing company that offers competitive wages, benefits, a relaxed working environment that focuses on quality of life and includes a team of support to reach our shared goals.
Join us in continuing what we have done for 80 years. Be a part of the community, put into the community, celebrate community.
Find out more by contacting Chuck Gennaro at 715-935-8030 or email chuck.gennaro@civicmedia.us. All inquiries are confidential. Civic Media Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer, and we look forward to you joining us.
Hello, I've waited here for you. Never long. Tonight, I'll throw myself.
And welcome back to Holmes Show 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. Time is 9:22. Of course, one of the big stories last week was the firing of Sam Cuffle, former Channel 9 meteorologist who had been working in Milwaukee at CBS 58 over the weekend. Saw an article from Charlie Sykes, and I'm not a huge Charlie Sykes fan. He was a conservative radio host for many years in Milwaukee before he became another Trumper. He still is very much a critic of the current president.
Okay.
But he had a good article talking about hypocrisy. And that's one area that I've talked about a lot. That's one reason why I've talked about the folks down the street.
Remember, folks, the definition of hypocrisy is when you say one thing, but do the exact opposite.
Exactly. And the person that started the issue with Sam Cuffle was a Milwaukee conservative talker on WISN radio named Dan O'Donnell.
Okay.
And Charlie Sykes points out in his article about how Dan O'Donnell was outraged with the private Instagram post from Sam Cuffle saying that dude Nazi saluted twice during the inauguration, adding, "You bleep with this man, and this man, I don't bleep with you, full stop." And obviously, a little bit of expletives in there, but it was a personal, private Instagram posting.
Mm-hmm.
Couple also posted a meme on Instagram with a quote from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And again, a little bit of colorful language. And then Dan O'Donnell was, just outraged with this, and basically, he brought up the fact that how could Sam Cuffle say such terrible things? And O'Donnell said it was a lie that Musk had given a Nazi salute. I think we can agree to disagree there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But
I've seen the picture.
O'Donnell was especially exercised that Cuffle's criticism of the world's richest man was, quote, vulgar. And then Charlie Sykes says, keep that word in mind, vulgar.
Vulgar. Okay.
Because, and here's where the hypocrisy comes in.
All right.
Charlie Sykes went to Dan O'Donnell's own Facebook feed. While O'Donnell did not personally post them, his feed is filled with references to Kamala Harris as a, I don't know if I should use the word. I don't think I'm going to use the word, but
you don't have to say it. Just
starts with a WH.
Oh, gosh.
And then there were crudely racist memes and references to a certain sexual act.
Oh, come on.
O'Donnell was not offended by any of them enough to remove them from his feed. In fact, Sykes says as of Friday, all those posts were still up. So when, again, and Sykes rightly says O'Donnell hasn't been fired, suspended, or disciplined in any way for the vulgar memes on his Facebook page. And he won't be, because in the brave new mega world, hypocrisy is not a fireable offense.
Apparently not.
It's wrong. It's
just the, I mean, just the fact that he talks like that and just has those pictures, and then comparing to a certain.
But
I don't think you
but
can
if you're
say
gonna
that
be
thing on
if you're
radio.
gonna be outraged, you can't be selectively outraged. It's hypocritical.
Uh-huh.
And also, again, Channel 58 should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, where is the courage now for any of these businesses?
I mean, honestly, it seems like courage has been
And excuse me.
replaced with. Well, you're fine. It seems like courage has been replaced with a cowardness, or just no. That's the wrong word. Appliance. Like basically, what's the point of fighting all this if we can just go along with it and not be punished ourselves? Like, that is wrong. Just going along with it is not going to make the problem go away. You have to stand up to the problem and actually do something about it and say that this is wrong.
Sam Kuffel did put out a statement on Friday. Said, I just want to thank everyone for the tremendous support I've received. I was just voicing my personal opinion on a private social media account that was not accessible to the general public.
Absolutely. It was her private account and no one else had access to it or even should.
She said that as well. She did not mean to harm anyone. She said, I never intended to harm anyone, certainly not my former employer and colleagues. She said, I'm still processing all of this and weighing my options. But again, I'm deeply appreciative to all those who have supported me through this.
Yeah.
She had been at Channel 58 for more than 5 years after previously working at Channel 9 in Wausau after graduating from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in 2016. She was a star at Channel 9. You could see she was going to big places. And
she was. I remember watching her.
Yep. And this is wrong on every level. And I hope this is not over. I hope that somehow senses are come to at Channel 58 or something, but this is just wrong.
It is.
9:29 is the time. Information update coming up here on 98.9 WXCO.
This is all
I'm Chad Holmes, joined former Newman Catholic head boys basketball coach Jeff Gress and myself every Wednesday from 6 till 8 p.m. for the Big High School Sports Show presented by K5 Construction on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Each week, we'll recap the action in high school basketball and hockey and look ahead to the coming week's matchups. Plus, we'll have special guests. Each week, we'll have an opportunity to sit down with one of our area head coaches to find out more about their team and their program. And also, we'll be joined by one of our area student athletes each week. We'll talk about their sports, talk about school, and a whole bunch more as well. It's the Big High School Sports Show, presented by K5 Construction, every Wednesday night from 6 till 8 p.m. on 98.9 WXCO, BullFallsRadio.com, mobile devices by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. And welcome back, Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. Again, you can also join us by sending us a text or calling us at 715-382-9297. That's 715-382-9297. Be part of the program. You can watch our video stream at youtube.com and facebook.com on the 98.9 WXCO portions of those sites as well. One more thing I wanted to mention about the Charlie Sykes article beyond the Sam Cuffle content. Talking about the hypocrisy, the idea of canceling somebody for one thing and then wrapping your arms around it if it's somebody that you care for, says basically the same kind of things. Sykes says, some of you are perhaps old enough to remember when MAGA's great cause was the fight against cancel culture. And indeed, the great icons of the right continue to posture as free speech absolutists. But, and the next line made me just annoyed.
Oh, boy.
According to an article at the Financial Times, pretty major publication, according to a top banker, so somebody that's got a pretty big job, somebody that's involved in the finance industry, who is a MAGA, this top banker said, quote, "I feel liberated after Trump's victory. We can say," I'm not going to say the word. It's
insulting.
Very. It's a word that's a hurtful word about somebody who has maybe mentally challenged.
No, not that word.
The person says we can say that word and another word for a cat, which also can be used as woman's sexual.
Why? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people?
But this person says we can say bleep and bleep without fear of getting canceled. It's a new dawn. Why are people this horrible? Why would they be that horrible?
Why do you think that saying those words is
Why?
Okay, in any sense. I mean, do you even know what those words mean? Just like,
Why do they
throwing
think?
them
Why do they think that's liberating?
why do they think that's okay?
But that goes back to the whole idea of where we are right now. Over the last 10 years,
Yeah.
President of the United States and other leaders, whether it's a governor, a mayor, other leaders, they should be asking the people to be their best selves, not their worst selves. Donald Trump, that line is, I think, a great example of what Donald Trump asks of the people, which is nothing. He says you can be your worst selves and feel good about it. That's wrong in every level.
Absolutely.
And to use those kind of derogatory terms to hurt other people. That's all they are. They're there to hurt other people. And
Those
how can
terms shouldn't even be used in conversation. Just these are terrible slander words.
So again, that's where we stand. And the thing about it, and the challenge I would give to people who may be tuned in right now, we may not be getting the leadership from the White House that we would like to get in terms of being our better selves. But that does not give you an excuse to be your worst self. Just because Donald Trump says terrible things doesn't mean you can say terrible things. So again, I just found this a shake of the head. A shake of the head. We can be better than that. We can. And I don't understand how Donald Trump can't be better than this. Why doesn't he ask for more of us? I don't know. And I don't mean to spend all this time on Donald Trump, but over the weekend as well, another controversial story came out. For a day or so, it looked as though the United States Air Force had removed a video in training of new members of the Air Force, a video about the first black airmen in the U.S. military, known as the Tuskegee Airmen. Heroes. But apparently Donald Trump and his new Secretary of Defense, in their never-ending fight against DEI, had it removed for a day. But the good news is the U.S. Air Force yesterday said it will resume instruction of trainees using a video about the Tuskegee Airmen, which is now, after incredible pushback, passed review to ensure compliance with President Donald Trump's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
Man, just another classic example of him trying to whitewash history.
Trump has prohibited DEI throughout the U.S. government and the U.S. military. New Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who was sworn in on Friday, has made eliminating DEI from the military a top priority. By the way, I saw a great comment over the weekend.
Yeah?
Concerning Pete Hegseth. I want to find it here. Oh, where is this? But basically, here. Somebody put out, this is why these DEI conversations are funny to me. The black guy, and he was using this as talking about Lloyd Austin, who was the Secretary of Defense under Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me again. I still have this nasty cough, even though the voice is getting a little better, but the cough seems to be sticking around. Apologize for that. The black guy had to be a brigade commander, division commander, corps commander, multinational corps commander, United States Forces Commander, Vice Chief of Staff of Army, United States Central Commander, get awarded the Silver Star and be a 4-star general to even be considered for the Secretary of Defense. Meanwhile, the other guy just had to be in the Army. So, again, if you look at this idea of Pete Hegseth saying that, oh, DEI is the problem, what is it? Well, you have all these underqualified folks who basically get in because they're a bunch of white buddies of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is nuts, this war on DEI. And the unfortunate aspect of it is, whether in Wisconsin or whether nationally, it seems like it's being won by the other side. The idea of making sure that we have diversity and equity and inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about putting folks who are not qualified into positions. It's making sure that people who are qualified have equal opportunity to others.
Absolutely.
Bottom line. And the idea that Pete Hegseth's top priority is military chief, Secretary of Defense, is the elimination of DEI. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Natural's priorities are just out of whack. But what happened over the weekend? It was reported by Reuters on Saturday that the video about the Tuskegee Airmen, as well as another about civilian women pilots trained by the U.S. military during World War II, known as Women Air Force Service Pilots, were not being taught in basic training at Joint Base San Antonio pending a review. The move was first reported by the San Antonio Express News, and it created an uproar, including in Alabama, home to the training base in Tuskegee, where the airmen got their name. Even a MAGA. Alabama Senator Katie Britt, in a post on social media platform X, described the decision to pause teaching the videos as malicious compliance with the DEI review. Hegseth responded on X, "We're all over it, Senator. This will not stand."
Yeah.
So the blowback got the videos back into the training. The Air Force yesterday said both videos will be taught. But it shows that even for a day, that these American heroes, the Tuskegee Airmen, were going to be erased. And that's what we're getting. We are having so many areas of our history erased by MAGAs. We're not going to teach this. We're not going to teach that. It is wrong on every level.
Yeah, it's just another. It's just, our history as a country is not the greatest. It's not like. Okay, I got one. Okay, well,
we've got parts of our history.
Is not
it's not perfect. It's
greatest,
not
but at least,
perfect.
But we're learning from our history. I mean, that's why we teach history. So we talk about our past and remember where we've come from and where we're going, and we try to improve upon that. Our history is not a perfect, as Mr. Trump says it is. Our history is full of a lot of conflict, a lot of wars, and a lot of issues.
And if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. Bottom line. So
people need to remember that. I mean, honestly.
And again, I go back to what I said earlier in the show. We need some leadership from the Democratic Party here. Trump, over and over and over again, are pushing these things. We cannot sit back and just, not much we can do here. Chuck Schumer, where's your voice?
Please.
Hakeem Jeffries, where's your voice? Tammy Baldwin, where's your voice?
Stand up for our
We need
values.
you all to stand up now, every single day, over and over and over again.
Please.
Our daily history lesson coming up next here on 98.9 WXCO. And welcome back. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. Monday, January the 27th of 2025. Day number 27 of this year. There are 338 days remaining in 2025. And a number of famous events have occurred on this date in history. In 1756, composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in Austria. On this date in 1880, Thomas Edison received a patent for his electric incandescent lamp. On this date in 1963, the first inductees into the Pro Football Hall of Fame were announced. On this date in 1977, the Vatican reaffirmed the Roman Catholic Church's ban on female priests. On this date in 1981, President Ronald Reagan greeted the 52 former American hostages released by Iran at the White House. On this date in 1998, First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton, appearing on NBC's Today Show, said allegations against her husband were the work of a vast right-wing conspiracy. On this date in 2002, in his State of the Union address, President George W. Bush described regimes that sponsor terror as an axis of evil, in which he included Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. And on this date in 2024, the world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas, able to house 7,600 passengers at 365 meters, 5 times larger than the Titanic, set sail from Miami on its maiden voyage.
It's a big ship.
A few famous people are celebrating their birthdays today. James Cromwell, actor, is 85 years old today. Actor Mimi Rogers is 69. Actor Bridget Fonda is 61. Actor Alan Cumming is 60. Comedian Patton Oswalt is 56. And Rosamund Pike, actor, is 46 years old as well. And if you out there celebrating your birthday, happy birthday to you from all of us at 98.9 WXCO.
Happy birthday.
Some special events being acknowledged today. It is International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Very important.
It's the 80th anniversary of one of the more important days of history.
I agree.
The liberation of Auschwitz. The Soviet Army's liberation of Auschwitz, the largest Nazi concentration and extermination camp. So when you see Elon Musk putting his arm up like he did, remember what happened.
Never forget.
Also, it is Chocolate Cake Day. It is Preschool Health and Fitness Day. It is National Geographic Day. It is Better Business Communication Day. It is Bubble Wrap Day. It is Vietnam Peace Day. And it's Thomas Crapper Day. Crapper is often incorrectly credited with inventing the flush toilet, but the honor actually goes to Sir John Harrington. Crapper, who lived from 1836 to 1910, was an English plumber and businessman who founded Thomas Crapper and Company, a company specializing in sanitary equipment. While he did not invent the flush toilet, he held several plumbing patents, popularized indoor plumbing through his innovative bathroom showrooms, and contributed to improvements like the U-bend trap and the floating ball cock.
Jeez.
And that's why they call it the Crapper.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right, it's time for our number for the day quiz.
Yes.
Every day we give Ian an opportunity to guess the number for the day. And it is, we give him 3 different choices. So based on the math, he should get 1 out of 3 right by guessing 33%. So if at the end of the week he has better than 33% correct, he has a passing grade. If he has under 33%, he has a failing grade. But we want better than that. We want a winning week, which is more right than wrong, which is 3 out of 5. And his best ever week is 4 out of 5. Still looking for that perfect 5 out of 5 week.
Yep. It's out there. Hopefully I can start it today.
And do you know what the topic is?
The Groundhog Day,
Yep.
which is coming up on Sunday.
Groundhog Day is coming up on Sunday.
Right.
Our number for the day, the year of the first official Groundhog Day celebrated in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania.
The year of the first Groundhog Day.
Yep, the first Groundhog Day.
Okay, what are my choices?
Choices are 1887,
Okay.
1917, 1947.
1887, 1917, 1947. The year of the very first Groundhog Day. 1887, 1917, 1947. Okay, I'm going to go with my gut here. I'm going to say... I'm going to go with 1887 as in, which I think is the first official Groundhog Day. 1887 is my final answer. Lock it in.
The first official Groundhog Day was celebrated on February the 2nd, 1887.
Yes.
1 for 1.
Okay. It's a good start.
Good start. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Chad. Happy Monday, everybody.
And everybody, join us tomorrow morning, 8 till 10 a.m., right here on 98.9 WXCO.